In order to play a decent T-side on Ancient, taking control over mid is crucial. Since the initial release of CS2, the pro meta has shifted from a brute force approach to a more strategically sound one, where you're basically retaking mid from the CTs. So in this video we're going over both approaches, required utility, and finally which approach is more appropriate. The initial brute force approach seen in the early days of CS2 consists of an instant smoke towards red room from T-spawn, followed by 3 flashes and another smoke that's used to extinguish a molotov the CTs might be throwing down towards elbow. First of all, you want to have one guy in T-spawn that's supposed to throw an instant smoke towards red room, and afterwards 2 support flashes like so from the left wall in T-spawn. Just in case you don't know all 5 instant smokes, here are all the lineups. For the first spawn, you just aim a tiny bit above the plant right here and do a forward step jump throw. For the second spawn, you want to aim in the middle of the lower edge of this brick right here. Don't move your crosshair and run towards the left until you can line up your crosshair with the stalk of the plants like so. And then, again, do a forward step jump through. Next, for the third spawn, you want to place your crosshair at the top of this crack in the wall. Then move to the right until your crosshair is at the top right corner of the ivy growing on the wall. And then do a forward step jump throw. Spawn number 4 requires you to place your crosshair at the brick that's covered by the leaves of the tree in front of it, and therefore appears a bit darker, and again do a forward step jump throw. Lastly, for the rightmost spawn, you simply aim slightly above these leaves at the top of the tree and do a forward step jump throw. Now, with all of the instant smokes out of the way, let's continue with the other 2, or 3 if you really want to force it, players that are going towards elbow. The player to first arrive there wants to simply bounce a flash off the wall that then pops behind him, like so, and then fully wide swing towards the right. The second player is responsible for immediately extinguishing any incendiaries the CTs are throwing towards elbow, and afterwards swinging with player number 1. And lastly, if you're sending a third guy as well, then this guy just wants to refrag the other 2 players and support them in aim duels. From this point onwards, you can then continue to clear donut by first of all double peeking in towards donut from the floor and an elevated angle right behind it, which pretty much guarantees you to at least get a 1-for-1 trade in the worst case. Then the lower player can throw a molotov against the angled wall in donut like so, which then forces any player hiding behind donut to either swing towards the left or right, where you can then easily pick him off afterwards. Finally, depending on whether you were able to get a pick on the donut player or not, you can then either play fast push towards A through donut, or otherwise put one guy close to red room or inside red room while the rest is regrouping and then executing A or B, which gives the player in red room ample opportunities to pull off a potentially round-winning lurk. However, this approach generally only works if the CTs are not throwing an instant smoke towards elbow from CT spawn, or get a non-mid player to throw the smoke for them, since they will be out of sync otherwise. Fortunately for us, the pros swiftly came up with an alternative mid take that focuses on denying the CTs any early peeks towards lane, and then retaking mid from lane and elbow afterwards. The best example to showcase this is from the major finals, where both FaZe and Na'Vi showcased a different yet similar approach to pull off this strategy. First of all, you want to send 2 players towards the area in front of elbow, where one of them holds for any A main aggressions and the other one immediately throws a molotov on jump up to prevent any CT from quickly aggressing towards lane, and then starts to line up some support utility for the mid retake. Simultaneously, the remaining 3 guys want to go towards lane, where one of them smokes off cave from spawn. This is also where their approach differs the most, since Na'Vi usually throws a deep smoke in towards cave that denies the cave player, but allows for some cheeky peeks from jump up towards lane, which actually caught them off guard once or twice in the finals. Alternatively, FaZe is throwing a smoke that lands right in front of cave that denies the cave player and also any aggression from jump up. But in exchange, it's a lot slower paced, since you kinda need to wait for the smoke to dissipate before you can visibly aggress further towards mid. Whenever the retake is called, the guy close to elbow smokes off red room, and the other player that was previously holding A main wants to go into the elbow smoke from the CTs, where the support player then throws a flash behind him that will fully flash anyone holding the smoke, regardless of whether they are playing close or all the way back towards jump up, or even on the wall next to it. After popping through the smoke with this flash, this player then wants to quickly clear his close proximity and afterwards the area next to the cave entrance on his side of the smoke. After it's cleared, the support player can throw a second support flash that will flash anyone playing towards the right side of mid, while leaving all of your guys lane and lower mid unaffected. This allows you to retake all of lower mid with just 2 guys. And from here on out you can either fully clear mid from lane and lower mid after the cave smoke has faded, or just regroup in lane and play and execute. For the utility of the support player, you want to line yourself up at the first crack between the bricks on the floor, that is on the left side of the wall in front of it. For the red room smoke, you then want to place your crosshair in the middle of this brick at the frame of the window and do a normal jump throw. Next, for the close flash, you just want to place your crosshair slightly above this tree here and adjust it so that it's slightly towards the left of this wall here, and do a normal left click throw. And lastly, for the second support flash, you just want to aim at the middle of this brick here and go down until you approximately reach the lower quarter and do a jump throw. This approach works best if the cities know how to properly take early mid control and you don't want to gamble on not losing any players to their early utility. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video to be helpful, you can leave a like or subscribe for more educational CS content. Also, here's a link to a Discord server you can join in order to connect with like-minded people or find other guys to play with once this server has sufficient members. As always, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!